Full house. Order of business is to accept the minutes of the July 2nd regular meeting. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Carrie. Visitor comments and petitions. Is there anybody here for anything that is not currently on the agenda? Great.
How do I add something to the agenda? Now, like,
Well, why don't we go ahead and add it now? What would you?
roadside overhang clearing.
Okay, I think Janet probably will be talking about that in her
Yeah, I saw your email.
town manager
Okay.
report.
Good.
And just in time, because I had anticipated that someone from the energy committee would be here during visitor comments.
Is that at the beginning?
Yes.
Oh. Are you ready for me now?
If you have something you would like to bring up, now is the perfect time.
Perfect. Sorry, I was interested. I have two things. One is the Ellsboro looking ahead. Is it too late for the energy committee to make some suggestions? Or is there a deadline for that?
Would you like to speak to that?
I would.
Mhm.
No, I would love some input. I think either you or someone sent me some information, but I would like to stay out of it.
Okay. Our next meeting is next month, so thank you. Won't to them.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a draft letter. The Energy Committee is working on a grant for, what's called an ETIP Technical Assistance Award. We had one of these for 2 years in 2017, and what happened during that one is engineers from the National Renewable Energy Lab and Sandia National Lab Pacific laboratories looked at all the energy needs and the inputs and what we needed for Ellsboro. And they made some recommendations, which was solar and microgrids. So this current grant that we're working on is for 2 years of technical evaluation, planning, design, and a small amount of money for a coordinator. They changed the way they want support letters, so it has to be on their format and it has to be sent to this email or this website. And we're just asking for the select board to support you with a letter, which I think you already have. And to find out who do we give this to get this accomplished. The deadline is the 25th of July.
Is this something that Janet could do on our behalf?
Yeah. It's okay with me. So can I just come meet with you and you can. Cool. I just drafted some text, and if you're happy with it.
Sure, why don't you
Makes
email, or you can email me what you've
Okay,
done, and then we can edit it together.
happy to do that.
When on page 2, it says, I would like to participate in training associated with this project.
Yeah,
What's that mean?
there's all different. There's actually 3 pages on the back.
Oh, I see.
The person who's doing the letter has to say how they want to participate.
I see.
Who's
And
doing the letter?
The select board or the town. And you don't have to do any of these. We checked the ones we thought were appropriate, but you certainly don't have to do those. You can do the ones you think are appropriate. So Island Institute is our contact. They're the like intermediary between people applying and the National Renewable Energy Lab. And they suggested we get as many letters from the community as possible. So, we're asking affordable housing, the, PYY, which was even though they're not directly involved, they're a big employer, and Island Institute suggested we do that. The Ferry Advisory Committee, which again, they suggested we do that. And the Sustainability Corporation, so we're asking all those groups for letters.
I think last year, or last time that you guys did it, you also did the Historical Society.
Oh, did we?
Yep, the Historical Society and the Ambulance Association, because it's about the sustainability of the island and making sure. And Patrick O'Bannon and Doug Walton were happy to do it last time.
I didn't remember that, but thank you.
I only know that because those are the two that got sent to me.
I guess so, would it be helpful to just have a motion to empower Janet to take this draft text? To edit it to reflect the select board support and submit it before next week's deadline?
Yes.
So moved. Second.
Do you wanna see it back before I check off what you might do? Choose your boxes.
Well, the issue is, the next select board is the 30th, maybe,
Correct.
and that's after the deadline.
Yeah, I think it's part of the empowering part of this motion.
No,
I
it's
think-
fine, it's Janet.
I don't
It'll be
think
fine.
we need to worry about.
Yep.
What you check. You have our right.
I don't want my name after it.
You understand that we support the project and the work of the energy committee and well.
We know where you live.
All right, any further discussion on that motion in a second?
Did we get a second? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you,
Thank you
Janice.
very much. All right. I'll call you tomorrow.
I'll be here.
Any other visitor comments?
Oh, this is from you. I didn't see it. Okay.
Okay, hearing no other visitor comments, ferry service update. I have not heard anything from Peter, I think he's been out of town, so I don't have any update.
Okay.
Sea Level Rise, no update at this time. Public safety garage or public safety renovations?
Did you do that one and that one at the same? That's.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like to talk anything about municipal building project?
Yes,
Oh, it's being pulled up. Excellent.
can you put that on presentation mode or do I have, or is that a? I'm gonna have to move forward and see if this.
Is this the same as old business?
Is this presentation
No.
relevant?
Well, it's an update. That we put on the schedule.
Is this big enough?
Do you have a contract that you want us to, or is there's not,
Okay.
there's something,
Well,
I don't
here,
know if we needed to go up.
I think we can just.
The whole way in.
Yeah.
okay. I have two updates on the Up Island Safety Bureau. As first part, we received a final quote. The quote was for $414,850. And then, of course, that was not gonna rest with that, so there was one change requested from having a propane fuel backup generator to a fuel backup, which makes sense because the propane guys are down here, the fuel's about 100 yards up the driveway. So that's gonna be incorporated, maximum 15, maybe 10,000. But we got a firm price of $414. So what we are coming to the select board with today, from a committee standpoint, is we'd like to request that you vote on approving a spend to complete and conclude this contract, not to exceed 430,000, which is 414 plus 15, gives us, a
Contingency.
yeah, grand, but it's more like you vote. We wanna get we have to all get this contract done, so so I'm, from a committee update standpoint, I'm coming to ask the select board to approve this expenditure not to exceed 430.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? Excellent, all those in favor? Aye.
Okay,
I think we
You sent
should
it to me.
I will.
acknowledge.
Actually, Carrie had the
Work.
recorded.
Dolly.
Yes.
Or everybody might want it.
So the renovation update. This is a picture of what we've just put in and
You're a good shopper.
Fred's still not happy. I'm just kidding.
He's delirious, I saw it.
Okay, so we met as committee on the 10th, wait. Yep. And met in here with Janet and Pete and everyone, and we did business, but I just want to make sure we're all in alignment. That is, we're taking those front offices, including, well, the front office space, not assignment of offices, but that, and paint those, put new flooring in on that, you know, put in the required desk and whatever is required for those. To bring those up to a really nice office area for the individuals who are gonna participate in that. Carrie's like wagging her tail over there, which is, and, or I was, I think you'll be happy with that. Then there's quite a bit, obviously, additional upgrades and changes we want to do to this part of the facility, right? But until we get a real final price on closeout on the health center and closeout on the Up Island, it's prudent probably to, let's get the individuals into their offices with the proper, you know, equipment that allows them to do so. And then determine what our dollar availability is at that point, and then we'll come back and you know, and then determine in a sequence of priorities what should be the continued improvement on that. And we're receiving some great help from L&M, just Laura and Michael, you know, Up Island.
Carradino.
Thank you. I just wanted to point that out because they're really, you know, have really facilitated, you know, the movement of, I'll be out of town next week, but we've got a Zoom meeting set up, so I'll participate in that. And we are going to, as stated here, so any questions on what the current focus is and what we're not delaying, but just holding until we get money termination?
Do you have a rough estimate of what you're hoping to have at the final? When,
For the whole thing,
no, for what you guys will have to hopefully spend?
on the office area
Yes.
only? No, not at this point, but that's being put together right now, and I can bring that to the next meeting, most likely. I'll make a note of that.
Will you have it at the 23rd meeting?
I don't know, but I will talk to the people who are executing on all the work. And I'll, so 23rd, yeah, I guess that's before the next one. I'll do an email to the group.
For the renovation or the garage?
No,
No,
for the
specifically
renovation.
for Fred and Mark's area.
Oh, no, we won't have prices.
Okay,
No, so I'm trying to write grants for Fred, but I need to know what the potential price match is. And so that's what I've sent out to the group of, I need a very vague estimate of what we think that the town will be contributing, because none of the grants that I have found none of them are capital project. Everything is match. And so I have to be able to say approximately what it is.
okay. So I will give Laura and Michael a call tomorrow along with Lauren, who's been leading this, and I'll try to bring us all together and just, you know, give you a red box estimate.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions for Steve?
I just, sorry,
I'll go ahead.
yesterday, on Sunday, the former chairman of Maine CDC, Dr. Shea, gave a presentation at the Islesboro Forum, and prior to his doing that, he had a tour of the new facility, met with Owen and Tina and the gang. He was ecstatic about what he saw. He was so complimentary. He was telling us that Islesboro is done exactly what they should be doing for anticipating the next pandemic, and the community center was packed. And he was absolutely, couldn't have been more enthusiastic about what he saw.
Well, that's good to put in the minutes because there was a group,
Congratulations.
well, group before me had nothing to do with it, so it's Lauren and that committee prior to me. It should be noted because they really did, I mean, I think we're all pleased with it. Any other comments?
I have a question. I noticed something on there that I
On this
hadn't
spelling?
heard before. No, but replacing the front deck with cement.
Go ahead.
No? Go ahead.
It's the public safety deck,
Uh,
not this town hall.
oh, I see.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. I'll correct that.
Okay.
It
Any
has
other
to be
questions?
ADA. We're doing it, so.
Okay.
Steve, back to Up Island Station, so the price you stated and the board voted on not to max that price. So we're, in a nutshell, we're getting floor, the building, and what other things for that amount?
I'm gonna bring together I didn't want tonight to go, cause I thought we might go into too much, detail.
Gotcha.
It's. We've had details over, so there's some slight adjustments to that, but it's a fair question and I have it. And I'll bring it to the next meeting and and in fact, as soon as I get that change order, that it's not a change order, we're including that in there. Then I'll send that out to the group to look at it. You can bring additional questions in future meeting for the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else for Steve? All right.
Before you continue on, could I ask you to go back to visitors' comments, and I see that Bill Thomas is here. And under my report, I had about Vision Energy, but he's so kindly came to try to explain.
He looks happy about it.
Oh, sorry, Bill. Take you away.
Yeah, not to this.
So we've received a check from Revision Energy, first one we've ever received, for $1,140, and it's for the 2024 calendar year of renewable energy certificates, RECs, and that's why I wanted then Bill to explain.
Okay, so RECs can stand for either certificates or credits. You get a certificate for every mega, what are you smiling at?
I'm just proud of you.
You get a certificate for every megawatt hour of renewable energy that you produce in whatever manner you produce it, right? For the duration, up to last year, we did not own outright the solar array on this building. It was owned by Revision Energy. When we paid the balance on that, we then gained ownership, and then we gained the right to earn the credits in our own right, okay? So the check for $1,100 basically constitutes the RECs that came from the year of 2024, right? Revision Energy handled that because they owned the array. They no longer do. They don't want anything more to do with organizing, arranging for the RECs that we might accrue. And by the way, this is only the beginning because, well, I'll come back to that in a minute. So what can you do with a REC? Okay. Basically, you can sell it on the market and gain, you can sell it yourself on the market and get some price per share for every one of those certificates. Or you can hire somebody else to do that. Now, I should have said at the outset, I'm no expert on this. I explained that we have a solar array on our own house, and this is based on my experience and what I've gained from talking to a few people about it, but I'm certainly no expert on it. But as I understand it, you can sell them yourself and take whatever money you can gain on the open market for doing that. You can hire someone to sell them for you for a small fee, or you can retain them and use them against any burden that you engage from burning fossil fuel or something of that nature. So for example, if we had a plant here to make electricity and it polluted, and we wanted to offset that pollution so we don't get a penalty, these certificates, these credits would offset the pollution burden that we would be generating. Is that clear? So those are the three things you can do with them. Yeah, Steve?
Okay, so do another example, because we don't burn.
Yeah, well,
Can I ask a specific example?
Sure.
Please.
So if we're working on the Narrows and there may be some environmental mitigation, right, that compensation.
I have no idea.
Okay.
really simple. I have no idea, okay? Those would go into regulations about which I knew
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
Okay, we'd have to explore it. But I suggest that we not concern ourselves with that. I suggest that what we do is we put this in the bank and just assume it as an income stream. And then we hire the company recommended by revision, which is Knollwood Energy, to administer this. This is what Carrie and I've been doing for the past 10 years. They just send us a check every quarter and it goes into the bank and we spend it. And I think the town can do the same thing. In that regard, I told Janet, I said to you that I would forward to you the emails that I get from revision. Well, there have been a few of them. I haven't forwarded them because I wanted to make sure I explained this to everybody before I did. But Lucas Kramer from Revision Energy reached out to me and said, okay, here's what this is all about. This is the explanation and so on and so forth. Then in a subsequent email, he said, by the way, I suggest Knollwood Energy is the people who would do this for you. And he put me in contact with the individual there, Alyssa Crawford. Anyway, Alyssa somebody. And she introduced herself and said, we're happy to do this for you if that's of interest to you. And I told her I would present this to you folks and, you were the ones that would make the decision. Then subsequent to that, immediately subsequent to that, I got an email from another lady whose name I don't remember, also from Knollwood, who had a contract all written up for me to sign. And I wrote back to her and said, thank you very much, but I am not empowered to sign this, but depending upon what the select board decides, I will forward it to them. So that's pretty much all I know. Is that clear?
That's a lot.
Okay. So if you want any of those emails, I will now forward them to any and all. If you want to see the contract, I will forward that to Janet or Shay or whoever.
Yeah, just a question, is it something that the entire energy committee, like, has the energy committee met and talked about this?
Not at all.
It seems like something that may be worth having a recommendation come from the committee to the select board before we, talk about any specific contracts. That's my general feeling.
That sounds logical,
Sure. We can have it put on the agenda. We won't be meeting, when are we, 2 weeks?
In the first, second Tuesday of
Yeah.
August.
Knollwood is recommended by revision, by the way, just so you know.
And this isn't a time frame thing. We can sit on this for a little bit. The
Right.
recs are not going to expire.
I don't know what happens to them if there's no one, you'll get the check. I don't know what happens if there isn't an agent actually to sell them on the market. No idea. So. Any other questions?
so the recommendation is to have this information discussed with an energy and come to us with a recommendation.
Yeah.
And then we'll vote on it.
Very
I
good,
propose that.
very good.
I would second
I
that.
think you would
Is
as well.
Thank you, Energy Committee. Thank you,
Yes.
Bill.
All righty.
there any other discussion on this topic before we move on and?
I'd love to know more about Knollwood, how they function. I'd love to, just like what I'd like to know more about what these credits can do and how Knollwood fits in that picture as opposed to us just,
Okay, well, I've told you what they can do, other than, you asked a question that's outside the purview of what we usually do with these things. I don't know whom you would ask, but we certainly can do that, yeah.
But I think he's just piggybacking off that idea. We get credits and we have X amount of dollars in there. That could be a potential for us to offer to individuals in the community that are struggling to offset maybe some energy costs or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking, is our way to, this looking forward document is all about how do we look for alternative sources to help the community in general do, species.
You don't need Knollwood for that. You need Knollwood to sell the credits on the market so that you get a check. You don't need anybody to decide what you do with that check. That's yours. Okay? But you need an agent, either someone in the town or someone whom you hire to sell them for you on the open market.
The other thing that'd be interesting on your recommendation would be to give us an idea of what we use. And what that surplus is, and therefore what that equates to maybe a monthly estimated check, I mean, just broadly, very broadly.
Sure.
We don't know if we're talking $10 or 10,000.
Well, $1,100 was for an entire year
For
of
an
one
entire
solar
year.
array.
Oh, so it's all-
36
$11,100.
From,
For a year.
Oh, okay.
So under $100.
It's in your packet.
You're not gonna.
and
Yeah.
when you purchase the salt shed, that will go up.
Right, so we'll be selling, we'll be buying that in the late fall.
Right, and so, and when you purchase that, you'll get the RECs from both arrays. And when that array from the library goes on, you'll get the RECs from that, because that's fully purchased and given to the town, so you will own it outright from the beginning. So all of the RECs that come from those 3 arrays will come as a check to you. Well, if you have one agent, it'll come as one check.
No, that's fine. Make that a dinner on it.
So
Just on the side note, my recommendation is gonna be to ask the energy committee to verify Knollwood. Or to come up with another agent.
Mhm.
I do believe that our current staff and everybody at the town office is already overextended. And not to try to add another thing onto Brian, Tina, or Dave.
Yeah, this is actually a brokerage,
Yeah.
action, someone who needs to know the market.
yeah, so we can find out like what their fees are and if there's other companies and why revision recommended that. That's how.
Yes, let me give you this,
All right. And it's on the copy of the.
So, just to put a point to what I'm gonna do, I will forward the emails to you folks, so if you've got copies of them. And I will ask, or do you want to do this yourselves? If you want to go back to revision and ask, why do you recommend Knollwood? You
No,
want
we want
the committee to do that. Very good. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Hey, Bill. You're getting these-
All right, any, or moving on to upcoming meetings and subcommittee reports? Planning board, July 28th. Any other subcommittee reports people want to report out on? Okay, Janet, town manager report.
alright, I've given you the June 10th Energy Committee minutes. And that was the revision energy, that was in line. You've received the Bar Harbor Wealth Management for June 2025, the Capital Reserve Public Founding. I've sent you an email from Bill Gary announcing Edward E.J. DuPont accepting the position of Director of the Mayfield Ferry Service starting Monday. With a new person there. Just a handout, which I think it's going out, I went out in the box holder, but the hazardous waste collection day is on July 26th. A listing, excuse me, a listing of the ex officios in case you don't remember from the night. Those. And Dave has that, when he updates after tonight, he will be updating the spreadsheet for the committee, so then he'll make sure that they're been corrected in there.
I was told by the chairman of the where is this listed? I was told by the chairman of the Economic Sustainability committee that I was not ex officio, but a member of the committee.
Yes.
It is a different kind of responsibility than what the ex officio is, so I feel like it might make sense to kind of asterisk that
Okay.
committee just for future
Yes.
appointments, because
I
I.
tried to appoint him to a subcommittee. and I
Yeah.
resigned.
that way it makes clear what we're asking people to commit to, because it is slightly different.
It is different, and you know, I don't mean to make too much of this, but I take the committee assignments seriously, and if you're a voting member and expected to do something other than just be a conduit of information, that's
I'm
significant.
glad you posted for the Billy Shore Drive Stabilization Project. The bids are due back September 8th and will be awarded at the September 10th select board meeting. Peter Coombs has been working on the new septic field out here this week. Tomorrow Tina is mailing out, or we all will be mailing out 692 2025 broadband bills. Equaling $264,297.
Already?
Once a year.
600 a month.
692 invoices. And there's about 717 that we're billed for, but there's a lot of town that aren't paid for and some things like that, but it's actual invoices. Roadside clearing.
Yes.
So I just sent out this week, a request for a proposal for West Shore Drive and Babbage Road, just that area. So I hope to hear back. The proposals are due July 28th. And then you'll open those on July 30th. And I understand, or you wanted something else on this agenda about?
Well, I get the most comments and complaints from the whole island community on that issue. And I drove around and, you know, there are areas and such, so I talked to Dave a couple weeks ago about this. He said, you know, he told me that they have the local canceled, but we don't communicate any of this out to the community. So it appears like we're just not doing anything about it as a community. So two things. One, our communication on this is none. And two, I think we need to prioritize the work, the people that we have, you know, available to, you know, to also drive around, look at the worst areas. And maybe if we have that area being trying to address, then we look at the other areas and prioritize that work over other like mowing or other stuff, because it's, and then we need to communicate what the plan is. That would be my suggestion, because every week I get one or two, and you know, I don't hear them from people other than that.
And you certainly could ask them to call me. I could explain.
Well,
why.
but you know, that's not the issue. The issue is they've been talking about this. I mean, early in spring, Babe was in here adamant about this, and I mean, it's 6 months later. And it appears that we do nothing about it.
Well, that's not true.
But have we as an org communicated?
Communicate and tell people
Well,
every time we trim something.
No, but I mean, you know, we talk about the bin, you know, we're closing. The, you know, bins aren't open till later, just something saying that, you know, we had someone. You know, it just seems no communication isn't good.
I
That's
guess
all
I feel like, when we open the bids for the first project is a good time to. When we have a plan for when that work is going to be, who's going to do it and when it's going to be done is a good chance to. Update about that specific area and then also perhaps, you know. Lay the foundation for what people can expect for additional work, because I agree with Steve. I mean, we have heard about this issue in an ongoing way, so it's better to be more
proactive.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of the things were trimmed at Babe's issue, because trucks have a different issue than cars. I've driven down Babbage Road and West Shore Drive, doesn't bother my car, but it's bigger vehicles, I guess, that go down.
I don't know where they are, cause I haven't, you know, matter of fact, I called an individual who pulled me aside last week, literally. And, you know, did not return my call yet. I called him on Tuesday, but I said, tell me where you think these issues are. So I'm trying to individually just find out.
Well, do suggest they contact me too,
Okay.
come in and talk to me, and I can explain something and just. But I don't really feel comfortable putting out a list and saying we're going to trim here and here and here. And if that doesn't happen, there's gonna be repercussions, or I'll hear about it.
Where are you? Wait, is there a committee that deals with this, or why are you dealing?
Well,
Cause he's a select board member.
People are bringing it to me.
No.
and say,
No, they just identify this issue with you.
Sorry, I think this is not about that ex officio document, but it's more about Janet's.
No, she was on
Update
to the
that.
update.
Yeah.
So it's not anything to do with this.
I think.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about my report and what I
Right.
have done. But people are contacting Steve, as they might contact Pete or Melissa. You know, the public, you're,
We want
Nobody's-
people to tell
Nobody's
us.
called me.
yeah, that's it. I don't get any calls, so. And I would love to hear from
And
you.
then I see Fred has his hand raised. And if he-
Just to go with this communication thing, Steve, that you're talking about. Unrelated matters throughout in this town. It seems like you could plaster billboards on the side of the road to disseminate this information. And you're still gonna have a good cadre of people saying, I didn't know, I didn't see it, no one told me. So I was just hazarding, like, take some of it with a grain of salt, but like we do, if you pay attention to the minutes in the meeting or at the stores, you get the constant contact. However, if when we get a better idea of what we're gonna do with this project, maybe when we open bids. We could release some sort of timeline, because we will inevitably have to close that road to do some part of it at some point in time. Maybe the middle ground would be, once we get the bid in, we have our timeline, then we post that, on July 37th, we're gonna close West Bay from 9 to 10.
Well, that's what her.
Yeah, I mean, we
thing
will.
said.
So. I would. Would be enough for me.
But another place is Facebook, where it all gets. After I.
Guys,
I do.
Fred, go ahead.
In 1998, when we had the ice storm, Marnie hired my business to work with the town crew, and we cleared 11 miles of road during that ice storm. We measured it out, and it was 11 miles of road. And while we was doing that, we learned a lot about cutting the roadsides back. The realism of trying to do these town roads before October 1st is absolutely ludicrous. And I understand everybody's hitting these limbs and stuff on their mirrors and all that. I understand all that. But what we did the following year was we did 27 miles of road, which was 7 of us working. It was a collaboration of town crew and the crew from my business. Not only did we cut 27 miles of road, we took the roads back like 15 to 18 feet. Matter of fact, that's the last time the island was cut back was 99 and 2000. And we did it in one winter. We did the whole thing in one winter. The problem with doing it in the winter is you run into the snow and the snow plows and the frozen snowbanks, which can hold you back. So what I'm kind of getting at is I think you could do this between October and the end of November, and then again in March, right through to the 1st of May before all the mowing and stuff gets started out. And I would think that the select board would really work towards doing that collaboration again. That really worked good. It was all people from the island. It was all people that knew the island and worked in a very efficient manner. And we had meetings regularly about what roads we was going to attack first. And it was well planned out. And as a matter of fact, the people in the town were very happy with what we all did, because for the first time, that's how that clearing came through the Narrows, where the IIT trail is that used to be forest straight out to the edge of the road. And we cut that swath through there, and the original owner, I don't remember who it was, actually thanked us for clearing that, and CMP thanked us for clearing that. And we did it in a collaborative effort. And matter of fact, the CMP rep came over and helped us a couple of times. Everybody rolled their sleeves up and did it. Trying to do something this time of year, I don't even know what we're talking about it for, because unless you're going to have a planning meeting, this is all for nothing. I mean, you can ride around and look at stuff all you want. Jordy and those guys can't do it this time of year. There's no way they can. There's no contractor that can do it this time of year. So just my thought, somebody that's been the whole 27 miles of roadway on Islesboro and did it in one winter, I think you need to have a planning meeting and plan collaborating the town crew with some private contractors, and then come up with a plan and just do it, because it can be done. I approved it. You can cut the whole island, East Shore Drive, every road on this island that's town-owned road. We did it in one winter. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Be interested to see what the requests are too, and how much it costs for 1 mile. That was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think we'll learn.
Yeah.
More at our next meeting, hopefully, and, I think Fred has a good point. It's a big job, and the more we can coordinate, the better. Anything else for Janet?
The, thing I got in my packet said committee vacancies.
And that may not be accurate.
Some of the committees are not on this list.
Well, that's just ex officio.
So there's no, the ones that do not occur, the museum and the Grindle Point parking are, don't have an ex officio member.
Well, if they do, I mean, we're not looking for,
I'm the ex officio of the museum.
you know,
Okay.
that's just.
Doesn't say that.
This was just for the new ones that we did.
Okay, sorry.
And now the
museum.
listing,
But the Grindle Point parking is the one I'm interested in, where,
that doesn't have an ex officio,
right,
that particular one, and some don't.
I see, okay,
Unless
thank you.
that were to be changed.
But you take that vacancy then?
I'd like to talk about, just say, I don't wanna volunteer for anything, but, we need to interface with them. And I gather, Gil Rivera is the chairman, and I'm planning on.
I'm not sure. I think the last time they met, I thought it was David Pendleton, but I'm not sure. Gil is, he's kind of from the planning board.
Oh,
He's
well-
their representative. There's
well,
some
could
committees.
you verify that, because I would like. to
I'm
talk to
sure.
Whoever the chairman is, and when I
David,
approached Gil, he said, not now.
Cheer said, not me.
Right, so he should have, okay, Dave Pendleton.
Anything else for Janet?
No.
No other correspondence?
Should we bring up the commissioner thing?
Yes. Excuse me. You have a clipboard over there with a ballot from the Waldo County.
And Melissa would like to be a write-in candidate?
I do not.
I didn't know that, so you can, I had a note on there.
When we were, so last week was the commissioners' meeting that unfortunately I was unable to attend because they did not provide the Zoom link that they were saying that they were going to. I was gonna go to it last week to find out if there was anybody from our district that was running. If not, then I was gonna be a write-in candidate so I could be on the board. I'm supporting the first woman on there, Brianna Brennan. I'm not sure it's the one for my suggestion is she comes highly recommended from the town administrator of Northport. I have spoken with her briefly. I'm comfortable going through her for the requests that I want to make through the commissioners about providing extra aid and making sure that they are cognizant of Islesboro's budget. She is very budget conscious and is aware that everybody in Waldo County is having the exact same burn of the increased property taxes and all of that to help make sure that they can help bring it back down. And so I don't know if that was an appropriate time for me to pitch my thing for her, but that's where my recommendation falls and I'm comfortable with it. And then I can utilize her for what I was wanting to get done.
I would support her candidacy as well.
Thank you, Nelson.
Yep, she has ties to Islesboro.
That is the same then.
Buddy's wife. Luann, no.
I don't know anything about this. I'm hesitant to sign something or.
You don't have to. It's a vote. You're gonna choose one of the two people who are running.
And here, there's two different candidates. There's one from the and then the one from Northport.
that this is for us to have a representative on the board of county commissioners for competitive cycle.
I think if Melissa is supporting one candidate, that's all I need to know.
Wow. And she is local to Islesboro. There's a lot of connections out here.
Do they happen to do like a little candidate interview thing on the pilot like they do sometimes, you know?
They did, because we're about a month behind in it. And so, I know I read for Blip, I think, not Haskell, there was. It's, Midcoast Villager put one out, and I know nothing about the gentleman.
So then those villagers, if you get to that website, you might be able to find little bios about them.
Thank you.
Is it something you need us to act on tonight, since it needs to be submitted by August 1st, which is same week as our next select board meeting?
I mean,
Do you move support? I do. Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Ray, kicking and screaming.
Well, I'm voting for someone that I.
No, of course.
Well, you can always vote after the guy, and then we can just say you lost.
you know,
Oh, we don't know.
No, I mean,
Was it?
Stephen?
Did somebody abstain?
Gonna abstain.
Okay.
You had. Okay, I don't think that we need to act on it tonight, but I guess just because we are under correspondence, we all have the letter from Kristen Collins from Freddie Flaherty on our desk that I just want to acknowledge. And is there anything else that you want to say about that at this point?
No, I think we're awaiting verification of this, but I think it sounds positive. To me. I'm interested, though, if you can advise me. The Grindle Point Parking Committee, were they involved with the instituting the previous two ordinances? How did that happen? Or, we don't have to discuss.
Yeah,
Seems like a
that's.
Long time
good.
ago.
I
I'd
don't,
just like to know what the background was.
Yeah, it seems like something that would be good for you guys to
Okay,
get up to speed on and
right,
advise us how best to move forward.
okay.
and I didn't know if this, because I think I asked Kristen if you wanted to make an addition to this part, would it be a separate?
Yes, that's
Ordinance?
what she said.
Well, I can't remember, did she say that, or did she say, I mean,
There are two
continuation.
existing ordinances, and ultimately, we will need a third.
It sounds like, yeah, you guys have some work to do and
Okay,
you can come back to us at a future
Absolutely.
meeting. Excellent. It's nice
Do you
to have
want-
Kristen engaged.
do you want this on the next agenda, or you want
I
to?
would say, why don't you guys let us know when
we
it's,
need to hear back from her
Okay,
before we put anything on.
if you guys think it's ready for us to discuss, then please put it on the agenda.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else on the contract for Northport? Okay, new business annual slate of committee appointments. So just background on this. Dave sends out, and Tina sends out a card to everybody who's currently sits on a committee, and everyone that we are appointing tonight are not new appointees. They're all folks who have been, who are willing to serve again, ended up for another year,
correct.
correct?
And there's one there, or I'm sorry, that'll come up under after the warrant, I'm sorry. There's a separate one there for maybe.
And let me just make sure that I
Evan,
set that one aside.
Evan Jones, it's just got one on it. Reserve officer,
Select Board's office in the municipality of Islesboro.
and that just covers the whole slate, and so we're not announcing every name.
Okay.
Just because he's not included in that.
I just don't see which one I need to set. Oh,
Oh,
this
that's
one.
purple.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Okay, so it sounds like what we need is a motion that reads like this.
Sorry. Wash your glasses. The select board of the municipality of Islesboro do, in accordance with the provisions of the laws of the state of Maine, hereby appoint this slate of committeemen within and for the municipality of Islesboro, such appointments to be effective until the select board's first organizational meeting in the year of their designated term expiration. That's it.
That's what you need us to approve?
Hmm?
That's what you, basically, you need us to vote to approve the slate of appointments
Correct.
for us.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All right,
I sign this.
distribute and, yes, distribute and sign. And
At least three
Decks.
people.
So sign under select board.
yes,
Each page.
Each page?
this is where we spend a lot of time. So the next one we can talk about while we're signing. Is. In the past, we've done a summer information meeting, usually in August, to just have an opportunity to talk about municipal issues. While the seasonal community is around, and we haven't talked about that yet, and I just wanted to see if that was something that people thought it would be worthwhile to do again this year, and if so, try to get something on the calendar.
When does school start back up? Oh. We're a school.
Never signed.
I think I've got
I think it's that last weekend. Or last week in August sometime.
Yeah.
So probably some of people leave a week or so before that.
Yeah, so I feel like we're getting close. I feel like it would need to be that,
Do we have a topic or two that's like,
What would
Really?
be on the agenda?
yeah, I mean, do we have anything that we really want to share or get input in?
I mean, I. Would be happy to talk about sea level rise stuff, although. It probably won't be until the end of August that we would have kind of the next set of plans, so it would just basically be an update from the conversation from. Last year, knowing. Basically saying what we're not, what we know we're doing differently from last year, not necessarily the like, here's the unveiling of the plan that we. Have, I don't know if. We certainly have more information.
Signing every single
Yes.
page.
The municipal, the Up Island Public Safety Garage certainly
Yeah,
has
usually
seen a lot of
couple
movement.
hot
I don't wanna have a
topics.
meeting just for
Well, I
meeting's
just
sake,
meant,
but I
yeah,
also
that's what I'm
think
trying to
it's.
see, if there's something that we are not, that would be a pile of interest, like the health center. Go ahead, Karen.
Yes, I've heard a lot of summer people coming in here to register their vehicles and boats and stuff, and they are asking, what's going on with the space that the health center just vacated? They don't know, so I think they would be curious about that.
Okay, good.
So do you think you would want it at the Kerrigan Center?
I think we traditionally have, I don't think we have necessarily a huge. Topic, but I also cognizant of, the crowd that we typically draw is significantly larger than would fit in this room.
Sea level municipal buildings.
Yeah, the community center, yeah.
Well, you did that, would you want to do it in that?
Because then you're somewhere whether we could do it out on the grass, if it's bad weather, then use the hall.
We start that.
Is that fine?
Nope, it's not.
It was fine last summer in June. Was.
I mean, we typically don't have more than, 2 or 3 topics, so. It could be Narrows and municipal building project updates, basically.
Yeah,
thread out there to tell everybody that they have to slow down or we're gonna ban vehicles on the island.
Although, you know, it also would also, it would, you know, maybe be nice to, you know, sort of celebrate the
20.
the win that we had with the ferry service, because, you know, I think we talked a lot about people not being aware of that, and I think it's helpful to let people know what happened.
We do more of a closure. You know?
A recap.
The final recap of 2025.
Yeah, no. The new guy that we're gonna potentially hire on. The reserve officer Evans, it might be a nice introduction of him to.
I don't think he'll be here. I think he's trying here. Right now, he's going to be going to the academy, I said.
Okay,
For August. That would have been a good time. I just looked at the last summer info. It was sea level rise, municipal building products and ferries.
So, well,
And again,
And then it's a question and answer, you get.
yeah, I mean, I just think it's nice to have to offer the opportunity for a conversation.
And thank them for
Yep.
their donations.
What about? Does anybody ever concerned about the, I know it keeps coming up with the, like the gas station issue, you know, like. Sustainability of getting fuel, cars refilled on the island, nothing.
I mean, I think the economic sustainability
That's that
committee
cover.
has been, well, I don't know, I think they're at least working on it, so. that's fine.
We didn't discuss that.
we might not
I think it's-
discuss everything in this, every meeting one.
Okay, well, Janet, would you be willing, I mean, if we were gonna target a week,
Target when, I'm sorry?
Could we do it in lieu of a select board meeting? Cause the 13th looks cute.
I don't know if we could do it in lieu of, but I think in the
You've
past,
had
we
them.
have done it
Yeah.
either
In conjunction with.
right before or right after a select board meeting. I think maybe right after, so that we end on time and get going.
So is it true that I'm supposed to be signing every single one of these?
Yes.
places?
No, just one of those.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
signed.
Your
Yeah,
name
But
once,
every page.
every
Yes.
page.
just wanted to make sure you weren't signing for all 5 of us.
No, I haven't. It was a huge undertaking.
Can we go
just to
through the
sign
next-
once.
Order of business.
And so are you
yeah.
thinking, I'm sorry, August 13th?
Yes, we're.
August 13th, you want me to
Yes.
check with the school to see?
Yes, I think if they're available, that would be great. And
Okay.
if they're not available, then I would check with the community center.
Okay.
Great. No other business. Next up is to approve warrant number 2 for FY 26 and warrant number 28-2 for FY 25.
So moved.
Sites.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And our last appointment is new public safety reserve officer Evan Jones of Winthrop.
Good luck.
Fred is online. I don't know if Fred or Janet want to say a few word about this new appointment.
I can speak to that. Evan works for the Hallowell Police Department. He's been with them for about a year now. And we didn't have to do much to attract him. He actually was attracted to the island and came down and spent a day with us, and it brought his family, and they all visited places on the island, and he loved it. But at this time, Hallowell has lost 2 officers at the beginning of the summer. So they're sending him to the academy for 18 weeks in about 3 weeks. So we're not going to be able to line him up for any of the summer shifts, which is okay. I'm getting it. But once he completes the academy, then he wants to come back down and work part-time because he really seems to like the island. So after the 18-week academy, he will be starting with us. Me and Janet talked today, thought it might be a good idea to go ahead and appoint him now. And then when he comes down after he gets out of the academy, he'll be all set to just get sworn in and then start his job. Kind of worked out okay because the health center still needed some space upstairs and needed a mattress, so it kind of all jived together okay. But I'm pretty excited to bring him on. We actually have possibly two other officers, one that used to work for us, and they're both experienced, interested in starting in the fall. So we have 4 roster spots, and that would fill 3 of them for part-time officers, which gives you flexibility in scheduling. Other than that, I recommend appointing Evan. I think he's a good fit for our department, and I think he's a good potential long-term fit for the department.
Fred,
Yes.
it seems weird. You know, that another department's gonna, I guess, fund going to an academy, and then we're just gonna take them and.
Kids will still work full-time for them and part-time for us.
In the state of Maine, in the state of
Yeah.
Maine, in the state of Maine, the department that's hiring him full-time sends him to the academy.
Got it.
And then when he goes to the academy, and this is normal now since COVID, if another department wants him full-time, they buy his contract out with the academy for what it costs to educate him. In this
Yeah.
instance, we're reaping the rewards of him wanting to work on Alsbrook because he's already gonna be full-time academy certified, and it didn't
Yeah.
cost us a thing to do it,
Great. Okay, thank you.
about $30,000.
Thanks, Fred. Motion to appoint Evan Jones of Winthrop. Second?
Sorry.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. I have no further comments tonight. Pete,
Who's missing a signature?
Melissa,
No comments.
Steve,
No.
I thought you were
Peter?
the First one.
Done.
motion to adjourn.
Not on the.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Stay until you finish your homework. You do?
Oh, I stayed after
No,
class.
you have.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Oh, well,
There are